Hello, I'm Derek L. McRae, Senior Pastor of the Experience Christian Center.
The Bible says that he who was dead sat up. I come to let somebody in the house know that when God touches your situation, that was dead, gotta get up.
I established the Experience Christian Center about 3 years ago.
No matter what comes my way, bring it on, devil, because my name is victory.
With the intention of establishing a ministry that focused on saving souls and changing lives.
I need you to praise him for the next 30 seconds. I'm going to give you permission to dance on top of your situation because it's already working. It's already turning.
I love ECC. The reason why I love ECC is because of the fact that it's a positive environment. It's a wonderful atmosphere to just come and fellowship and greet my fellow members and to be able to praise God freely in church. Many churches, praise is restricted due to other reasons, but to be in the atmosphere and experience and have a pastor who is free to worship is a wonderful thing. I just love my church. There's no church like it.
Well, I love my church because our church allows you to be free.
What would you like about this church, please?
The name of the Experience Christian Center is funny how this came about. I was praying when I was getting ready for this church, and God has put it into my spirit already that I was going to start a church, start a ministry in the Orlando area. And as I was thinking about it, I remember just some of my experiences that I've had in the past in church, and I thought about some of the things that people don't like about church and some things that people do like about the church. And one of the things that people don't like most about church is the fact that sometimes they're just sitting there and it's kind of stale. But what God showed me was the fact that at this local ministry, this church, the Experience Christian Center, you're going to have God encounters. And so every time a person walks into the house of God, my goal and my desire is that they have an experience with God. And so out of that came the name, the Experience Christian Center.
You want to say your favorite?
So my favorite at church.
Period. It could be period.
I'll just use my favorite memory at church. Definitely it was Tavares. You was behind them.
I wasn't one of the original
So it was Dorian, Teddy,
Pope, Mike Clark.
They was holding up Pastor in his chair. He looked like he was in a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
They was holding him up in his chair. And Tavares was standing behind him like, who if he falls?
I jumped up and went behind him because they looked like they was about to drop him.
That chair was leaning.
It was leaning. He was preaching in the chair, and it was leaning, and I'm not talking about on the lower side. Because I had to get up under but like, he was preaching, still like nothing was going on. But because I know his face was looking like, if you jokers drop me.
Yes. Oh, it's about to be a problem. So when
I saw the chair start leaning, I ran up underneath the chair and held the chair up. Man. Because that would have been all bad.
I wish I could have been in his head to hear what he was thinking. Yes.
Yes. But that's another part of his character and his growth, because even when things are going wrong, he doesn't let you know that he carries on as if everything is okay. Yeah. Like he was literally about to tip over in that chair, and he didn't pause in his preaching. He didn't nothing. It was just like kept going on as usual.
Something I always joke about with BishopElect is that when we first started the church, he would read his sermon from his iPad. And now he don't even use it. He looks at it maybe once and that's it. And so it's just great to see the growth in our BishopElect as well as just in being a leader. So one of the things that I love about the leadership and how we've progressed over time is the fact that he sees things in us that we don't see in ourselves. There are a couple of positions that I've held here in the ministry that you could not pay me to think that I would hold those positions. And it's because he sees something in us and he pulls it out of us. And as much as we want to say no and fight him on it, he won't let us. And then after the fact, we got to come back and be like, you were right. And I'm just grateful for that.
I think he is a great example to all of us on how you deal with stress, how you handle it. He likes to teach us that in his Bible study, in his preaching, that you have to have the right mindset. Your mindset will determine your outcome. And if you want to have a great ending, if you want to have victory, you have to program your mind, your thoughts to be that way. So you can't give in to your struggles or the challenges that may come your way. You can't let it be a negative type of stressful situation, because he does stress, but I think his stress drives him. So it's a positive kind of stress. It's not that negative stress that would get him down. So just watching him and how he deals with it and how he's so transparent with it, that teaches us how to deal with stress because we see the outcome of it.
Willing, being open, and just eager. When you look at those words, it just sort of opens up platforms for you to grow and to be able to move into those next levels. He's always been a student, so that's one thing that I could say. Even going along with him, he'd be like, hey, I signed up for a class. I signed you up too, so let's go this weekend. So he's always a student, and I feel as though that the day that you stop learning, that's when your progression begins to start to suppress you. And he's never stopped learning. He's always open, no matter the elevation of where he is, like till this day, still taking classes, still going out, and still bringing people along and signing you up for classes that you may not even know of. But I just really feel as though that him always being a student and being willing and eager to learn will catapult him to another platform that's already opening up for him right now.
When he first started off as a pastor, he used to hang out with everyone. And he learned that couldn't be, because he wanted to make sure he make that difference. And so he pulled away, and that's when he just did basically family. And we wanted him to feel like he was a part of stuff, so we would have all these outings. And I believe strongly in the family anyway. So we started having just outings. I believe in cooking every Sunday, even when I came out of being sick. I believe in cooking for the family. I believe that a family should unite and should be very close bonded. So you can see where he has changed. He's not condemning. He's just want to make sure that the people respect him as their leader.
The person that you see in the pulpit, after church, at dinner, on vacation, he is that guy. And I've never seen that before. We've had some great pastors in our long marriage and even longer lives. And this is the closest we have walked with a pastor. And it's so funny because that bigger than a Sunday slogan is true for him too. He is that person, and he has taught us truly that God is a part of your everyday life. He's not just a Sunday or Bible study God. He is an everyday God, and we see it through his example.
For the Central Florida community, for the Experienced Christian Center Church, I would say, I think it's Southwest Airline or Greyhound that says, sit back and leave the driving to us. Get ready for a ride. We're going where church has always supposed to go, to do the work of the Lord in the ministry, in the street, because this is not the church. This is the prepping for the church. And who better equipped than the servant of God to translate the application of the word for a greater impact in the 21st century and beyond. He's going to grow leaders and laity for years and years. He make you want to be saved. He make you want to serve the Lord. He makes you want to be a part of the kingdom and connected to something far greater than himself.